Hello friends, I hope you're well. I thought I'd check in with you this morning, this last day of 2020, and just do a little bit of a wrap up and reflection of my first year on YouTube. As many of you know, because I'm sure I talk about it all the time, my first love is writing. I have been writing and blogging on some form or another, on some platform or another over the past 20 years. I became aware in the past few years that friends and acquaintances and just many people in general would seem to prefer to get their blogs via video or their lifestyle news or content, whatever it is, over on YouTube or from vloggers or whatever. And I hate change, but I realize that, you can't stagnate and you have to adapt. So I had planned, and this was earlier in 2019, I had planned to start a YouTube channel to reach a different audience, perhaps, than I might through my writing, and to engage with my followers and friends and audience that I already have in a different way. So that was something that I was hoping to do this year. Of course, 2020 was a very strange year to begin a new project. It was fraught and terrifying, quite frankly, in many respects. And so, the fact that people even were able to summon the wherewithal to get out of bed and put one foot in front of the other, I think that's amazing. So if anyone accomplished anything at all this year, good for you, because this was a really tough year. And I might not have ever started this YouTube channel, actually, but for I hate to say the bullying, but for the encouragement and support of my youngest sister, who was super excited about this because she loves YouTube. And I also watch a lot of YouTube, although in my history you'll probably find a lot of chiropractic videos or people buttering toast. And that's maybe a video for another time, the things I like to watch. But at any rate, if not for her constantly on my case to get this started, I probably wouldn't have. So many thanks to my youngest sister, who also considers herself my brand manager now, for helping me get started with this. Over the past year, although I probably have like less than 10 videos on my channel, I have covered everything from little hauls of stuff, because who doesn't like that, to a writer's log, to a perfume tour. I did a day in the life type video. I've talked about the books I'm currently reading, and that's something I'd like to do again because that's always a favorite subject of mine. So I've talked about a few different things, but I have lots of ideas for next year as well, which I'm super excited to get started on. This has been such a learning curve for me. I didn't know anything about filming video or editing video. And I mean, obviously from the quality of my videos, I still don't know a lot, but I hope you notice that they have improved bit by bit over time. And I've also learned about myself that I had a really awful year. In some ways, it's also been really great. So like I said, I do have some ideas for next year. I'm hoping that you might too. So if there's anything that you'd like to see me share, or if there's anything you'd like to hear me talk about, I'd love to hear all of your ideas. So please leave them down in the comments. To wrap this video up, for my little sister who loves to see holiday gift hauls, I thought I'd share a few of the things I received over the holidays. Obviously, I hope you'll watch further. If this isn't your thing, I totally get it. I personally love to see the things that people have received as gifts, although on YouTube I'm not totally interested in everybody's stuff that they're sharing. It's just usually not my bag. I like to think my things are a little bit different, but I know everybody likes to think that. We're all special snowflakes, and that's great. But hopefully you'll find something that you find interesting here. I know I loved everything I received, and I am just grateful that someone even thinks about me to give me a gift. So that in itself is really special. But I did pick out a few of the things that I really love. The first is this Danish dough whisk that my boyfriend got me. It sort of looks like a Sailor Scout wand, I think. Like I'm gonna do some magical girl transformation in the kitchen, and you know, maybe in a sense I am. I'm doing alchemical transformations with food. That's pretty magical. So this is great, although I don't even know what I'm supposed to use it for. So if you've got any recipes that might call for something like this, please let me know. He also got me, and you're going to start to see a theme here. This is a rolling pin. It just looks like a wooden dowel, but this is exactly what I wanted. I have one of the ones with like a handle on either end, and you use it to roll shit out, and then there's like grooves in the middle of your dough, and that I don't like that. So he got me this, which I'm really excited to use. I'm actually going to use it tomorrow. We're going to make cinnamon rolls. And then a gift from my youngest sister are these beautiful utensils, these wooden utensils, which I'm actually kind of afraid to use. Ooh, and they make such a satisfying clatter too. Anyway, she is starting to get more into cooking, and I'm so excited for her because I think she's actually starting to enjoy it. And I know cooking is not everyone's thing. And I think maybe for her it wasn't for a long time, but then of course we've all been stuck indoors this year, and we can't go to restaurants, we can't go grocery shopping as much as we used to do. So you did sort of have to plan more meals and cook more meals than you might have in the past, and I think that really geared her up to do more of this, and I think she might be starting to enjoy it. So I guess what happened is she replaced some of her utensils and got me some as well. Also from her, it's a little thing, but I'm super excited about this. These are wildflower seeds. Oh, hopefully you can see this in the camera. I don't know. But we've been trying to plant pollinator plants and flowers around the house for bees and butterflies and so on. And a lot of them aren't taking, and I have a suspicion it's because the packages we've picked up at the hardware store are probably 50 gazillion years old. These are specifically for Florida, so I'm excited to plant these. Also, she got me this candle making kit. I've always sort of wanted to try making candles. I've always been a little bit afraid. This is a recommendation from a friend of mine. This is a recommendation from poet and writer Lisa Marie Basile, who I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about at the end of this video. Anyway, gonna do this sometime this weekend. And then a few more things from my sister and brother-in-law. I got 2 cookbooks, and they look like so much fun. This is the Satanic Spellbook. Satan, of course, the vegan meaty product, I think made from vital wheat gluten. This is from the Black Metal Chef, and I didn't even know this existed, and so I'm pretty excited to dive in. And also along those lines, they got me the Necronominum, which I think might have been a Kickstarter project. This is a cookbook inspired by the recipes, rites, and lore of H.P. Lovecraft, who I'm pretty sure just got by on cans of beans, but you know, maybe we can take inspiration from his elder beings and vast void of space and, you know, get some delicious food out of it, I suppose. I got myself a few Christmas gifts, or Hexmas Gifts, as I like to call them, and I'm not even sure what that term means or where I came up with it. My sister asked me this and I didn't have a good answer for her. I think a blogger whose offerings I used to read ages ago referred to this season as Hexmas, a sort of combination of Yule and Christmas and pagan consumerism. I'm not even sure. I just love the way it sounded and I have referred to it that way ever since. I ordered for myself, actually this is not a Hexmas gift. This is something I commissioned for myself over the summer. And I'm going to do a whole separate video about it. But this is a puppet, a little marionette that I had commissioned by Handsome Devil Puppets. And this is a little miniature Maria Germanova in her bluebird costume from, she was a fairy in the play, The Bluebird. And the funny thing is there's only like sepia tinted photographs of her, so we didn't really know what color this costume was, and it was a lot of fun collaborating with the creator to come up with, you know, what color hair she might have had, or, you know, what color was her cape. We made a little patchwork cape, as you can see, and she is amazing. I still haven't decided how I'm going to display her, but that is a task for the upcoming year, and I'm also going to try and figure out how to do a stop motion animation video with her, which I think would be fun. So we're going to call this a Hexmas gift, although it was not technically. This is a beautiful pillow filled with fantastical beasts and mythological creatures that I got from Baba Studio, who I believe they are in Prague. They sell tarot decks and beautiful silk bags and scarves and pillows, and I've purchased a few things from them over the years, and when I saw this I thought that I absolutely had to have this on my sofa. I realized no one, even in the best of times, nobody comes to visit us. No one is even looking at this but me, but I sure do love to look at it. Also from Baba Studio, they did a reprint of a tarot deck I have been interested in for a very long time. And I might show some footage of the cards if I can figure out how to stick that in there. This is the Fantastic Menagerie tarot. Fantastic Menagerie. Now that I have to say the word, I don't think I know how to say it. This is it's based on illustrations by a 19th century artist, J.J. Granville, who, by the way, is an artist that I featured in The Art of the Occult, and I'm also going to get back to that at the end of this video. But this was a tarot deck, I believe it was in print several years ago, and I missed it. I never had it, and I'd always wanted a copy for myself, and they either brought it back into print or redid the whole thing. I'm not really sure. I don't know the story behind it, but it is absolutely beautiful, and so I treated myself to this as well. This is actually something else I purchased over the summer as a pre-order, but it arrived just a few weeks ago, just in time for a little thing to unwrap for myself around Hexmas time. And I guess that's actually about all of it. I wanted to wrap up this video by mentioning, as sort of a gift to you all, I suppose, although really only one person can take advantage of it, I am doing a giveaway with my friend Lisa Marie Basile, who I mentioned earlier. She is a poet and a writer, and her book is The Magical Writing Grimoire. And it is such a beautiful and a practical little book filled with journaling practices, meditations, and rituals to engage your brain and to get you writing, and not even just writing, to get you creating. I've tried a few of these practices. I did one for Halloween as sort of a little Halloween ritual. I'm doing one ongoing right now, and they're just, I think what I like most about her book is they don't feel like big deal things. It doesn't put a lot of pressure on you. You don't have to have a million ingredients. You don't have to wait till a certain phase of the moon or a certain holiday celebration. You can do them anytime. You don't need a lot of stuff. You just need a little bit of space for yourself and a little bit of intent. And so it's a really special little book. And of course, my book, The Art of the Occult, who, by the way, J.J. Granville, there's an illustration of his in here. But Lisa Marie Basile is doing a giveaway for both of these books over on her Instagram, and the giveaway ends tonight at midnight. So I will link to that below, and I highly encourage you to leave a comment and give yourself the opportunity to win both these copies. And I will tell you that my book is sold out everywhere, even on Amazon, which I don't think I would normally encourage people to buy from Amazon. I would say, you know, buy from your local bookshops or whatever. Although I do realize that Amazon is sometimes the least expensive option. And for people on a budget, that's, you know, that's the way you have to go. And, you know, that's just the way it is. So I totally get that. Anyway, my book is sold out everywhere. And I think the latest shipment of it was lost at sea or something like that. Actually, they said storm damage. But I think it's more romantic and adventurous to say, oh, it was lost at sea. So we might not have any more of those until sometime in February. So this is a great opportunity to win my book and Lisa Marie Basile's. This video is already way longer than I had intended. I just wanted it to be a little wrap up and say also, hey, look at some cool shit I got. So that's where we are. That was the YouTube year I had. I've got less than 10 videos up on my page, but that's 10 videos I did not have in 2019. So maybe by the end of 2021, I will have 10 more. We'll see. And I hope you'll follow along with me. Happy New Year, and till later, weirdos.